morning, student. I am Dr. Prachi Sagar Shinde. So, last week we see the homeopathic therapeutics of eye complaint and some part of the conjunctivitis. In that, we included the acute mucopurulent conjunctivitis, allergic conjunctivitis. It is associated with skin diseases. Then, infective conjunctivitis, its pathology, signs, symptom, complication. This is a diagrammatic presentation of infective conjunctivitis. Membranous conjunctivitis, then acute membranous conjunctivitis, pseudomembranous conjunctivitis, ophthalmia neonatorum. This is a diagrammatic presentation of ophthalmia neonatorum. Then angular conjunctivitis. So these topic we completed in the last week. So from today's lecture, we can start with the follicular conjunctivitis. So, follicular conjunctivitis is defined as these are acute, subacute, chronic inflammation of conjunctiva with the appearance of the follicle. The pathology of follicular conjunctivitis is that the follicle localized aggregation of lymphocytes in the subepithelial adenoid layer of conjunctiva appearing as a tiny and round swelling. So there is a localized aggregation of lymphocyte in the subepithelial adenoid layer of conjunctiva. So follicle tiny round swelling is appear. It is called as a follicle. So, follicle are formed in the folliculosis, follicular conjunctivitis, trachoma stage 1 and 2, and drug allergy. So, causes in the causes they are included the acute follicular conjunctivitis. Firstly, the inclusion conjunctivitis, epidemic keratoconjunctivitis, pharyngoconjunctival fever, Newcastle conjunctivitis, and herpetic keratoconjunctivitis. Then there is a trichoma due to the chemical and toxin, then drug toxicity, and then it is associated with tonsillitis or adenoids in the children. So folliculosis. Folliculosis, it is a discrete follicle in the lower fornix. There is a no sign of inflammation or discharge. Chronic but without a sequelae. The etiology, it is occur in children but rare in above the 20 years. It is placed mostly seen in the unhygienic condition. There is a hypermetropia and associated with enlarged tonsils and adenoids. So the clinical feature of follicular conjunctivitis in that we see that there is a no symptom detected during a routine exam and signs that we see in a patient that the follicles in parallel rows of the conjunctiva of lower fornix. No follicles in bulbar conjunctiva and conjunctiva between the follicles is normal. So treatment of follicular conjunctivitis it included that improve general health of a patient, then remove the tonsils and adenoids. Then last one is a no local treatment is required. So zinc sulfate 1% eye drop is sufficient. So this is a diagram of follicular conjunctivitis. So in that we see the how the follicles are present in the lower fornix. So these are the follicular swelling that is a tiny and round swelling around the conjunctiva. So this is the swelling and this is the follicular formation. The small tiny swelling here we see these are the follicles. So this is a follicular conjunctivitis. Then We can study after that there is acute follicular conjunctivitis. It is defined as the follicular formation with the sign of acute catarrhal conjunctivitis. It may be viral. Firstly, in this, there is an acute herpetic conjunctivitis. So, the etiology of it occur due to the herpes simplex virus. In a young children, follicles are large and corneal scarring is permanent. There is a preauricular glands are enlarged. Then there is a in acute herpetic conjunctivitis, there is always a tendency of corneal involvement in acute follicular conjunctivitis. So the typical lesion is most of the time a keratoconjunctivitis. The inclusion conjunctivitis, there is a causative agent, that is the chlamydia is the causative agent. The primary source of infection is mild, and urethritis in male and cervicitis in female is seen in the acute follicular conjunctivitis. Then the mode of infection is in neonates during the birth, in adult by the fingers and through the water of a swimming pool, that is the swimming bath conjunctivitis. Though the most common cause of swimming bath conjunctivitis is adenoviral infection, the incubation period is 5 to 10 days. Then follicular hypertrophy more in the lower lid. Papillary hypertrophy may be present. There is a superficial punctate keratitis and pannus formation. Then second is the epidemic keratoconjunctivitis. The causative agent of this is a type 8 and 19 adenovirus. The clinical features epidemic keratoconjunctivitis itself suggests that it occurs in an epidemic. That discharges in this is scanty with a very severe inflammation of conjunctiva. There is an enlarged preauricular glands, corneal complication, superficial punctate keratitis, and then the subepithelial opacities. Then there is a conjunctival condition subsides, but corneal opacity persists for a month. So, as we see, the causative agent of epidemic keratoconjunctivitis are 8 and 19 type of adenovirus. The clinical feature consists of very much contagious and often occur in a epidemic form. The marked conjunctival inflammation with a scanty discharge. Then, after 7 to 10 days, there is a superficial punctate keratitis and subepithelial infiltrate develop with photophobia. Preauricular lymphadenopathy, then there is a corneal opacity may persist for a month. So, this is a epidemic keratoconjunctivitis. Then there is a acute follicular conjunctivitis also contain a pharyngoconjunctival fever. In this, the causative agent is adenovirus type 3 and type 7. The clinical feature is consist of acute follicular conjunctivitis with pharyngitis and fever. There is an enlarged preauricular gland. It occurs mostly in the epidemics and subsides quickly. So the causative agent of pharyngoconjunctival fever are type 3 and 7, then usually affected in children. Acute follicular conjunctivitis is seen in these. Then there is a pharyngitis and fever. These are the clinical features. Then there is a preauricular lymphadenopathy is also seen in this with a superficial punctate keratitis, but it is rare. It subsides quickly. So the next is Newcastle conjunctivitis. The Newcastle conjunctivitis, the causative agent of these is myxovirus. That is, a corneal complication are rare in Newcastle conjunctivitis. Similar to pharyngoconjunctival fever, the fever is seen in this Newcastle conjunctivitis. Then there is an enlarged preauricular gland and superficial punctate keratitis may be present. So, the Newcastle conjunctivitis in these, the causative agent is derived from a contact with disease fowl. Clinically, it is similar to pharyngoconjunctival fever. Fifth is a conjunctivitis due to the measles, chickenpox, herpes zoster, smallpox, mumps, influenza, yellow fever, and vaccination. So, the acute herpetic keratoconjunctivitis is also seen in the follicular conjunctivitis. So, causative agent of acute herpetic conjunctivitis is herpes simplex virus. The clinical feature of this is usually seen in the children. Follicles are usually large, small dendritic lesion on the cornea. There is a pannus formation and corneal sensation is reduced with a preauricular lymphadenopathy. And the treatment is 10 to 20% of sulfonamide drops and systemic tetracycline are useful. And in other cases, there is a mild astringent and decongestant drop with an antiviral drug can be useful. Antibiotic drop is added to prevent a secondary infection, especially in the children. When the cornea is involved, mild cycloplegic like propacide and cyclophenolate is to be added. Then, then there is a trachoma. So trachoma means what? Trachoma is a rough swelling. So it is a rough swelling occur in a conjunctiva. So trachoma is defined as it is a chronic inflammation of conjunctiva and cornea characterized by the presence of follicle and papillary hypertrophy of conjunctiva and by growth of a blood vessel. Type of keratoconjunctivitis with the simultaneous affection of cornea and conjunctiva. Bedssonia group of organisms. So trachoma is a rough and swelling. So it is a chronic inflammation of conjunctiva and cornea. So it is characterized by a presence of follicle. There is a presence of follicle and papillary hypertrophy of conjunctiva. So there is a papillary hypertrophic growth in a conjunctiva which is called as a follicle and by growth of the blood vessel over the cornea. So in the cornea there is a growth of blood vessel and in conjunctiva there is a papillary hypertrophy with the presence of follicle. The specific agent is C. trichomatis and a Bedssonia group of organisms. The trichoma was previously known as the Egyptian ophthalmia. So it is mostly seen in the Egyptian people. So in the previously this is called as the Egyptian ophthalmia. Then etiology of trichoma. There is a no age limit, but in endemic areas, children are commonly affected. Race not seen in the Negroes. It is common in the Jews, common in the North India and Punjab. It is mostly seen in the poor classes with a dry and dusty weather. So it is occur in any age. Sorry, agent C. trichomatis and other pathogenic microorganisms also aggravate the disease process. There is a dry and dirty and sandy weather and poor and unhygienic condition, eye-seeking flies, use of a kajal or surma by the same family member from the same container, then a close person-to-person contact. So, when we see the causative agent of trichoma, it is caused mostly by the chlamydia or Bedssonia. It is not a true virus but intermediate between a true virus and smaller bacteria. It affects epithelial cell of conjunctiva and cornea. Then the mode of infection is there is a contamination of discharge fingers and towel swipes. Symptoms there is a onset is a gradual. In the absence of secondary infection, symptoms are mild with lacrimation and mild foreign body sensation, slight stickiness of lid. So when we see the symptom of trichoma, there is a foreign body sensation or glitteriness. There is a itching and watering photophobia, and redness. Then discharge is usually scanty but may be more due to the secondary infection. So, acute trachoma, when a secondary infection like a mucopurulent or purulent conjunctivitis is superimposed on a relatively mild chronic trachoma, it is called as a acute trachoma. So, when we see the diagram of a trachoma, so this is a diagram. In this, we see that this is a papilla. So when we see the diagrammatic representation of trachoma, this is the papilla. These are the follicle that white. These white dots are follicles, and these red small dots are a papilla. And this redness is a congestion. And these lines are a pannus, and below the pannus there is a Herbert follicle. So, when we see the stages of trachoma according to the McCann's classification, stage 1 and 2 is described as above. Firstly, there is a changes in conjunctiva. So, when there is a changes occur in a conjunctiva, there is a marked congestion of palpebral and bulbar conjunctiva. So, in this, we see there is a congestion in the palpebral and bulbar conjunctiva. Then there is a formation of papillae in the upper tarsal conjunctiva and fornis. It looks like a velvety appearance. So there is a formation of papillae. These red small dots, that is the papillae, are formed in a upper tarsal conjunctiva with the follicle formation. These white dots are a follicle. So there is also a follicle formation. Then changes in the cornea. Simultaneously with the conjunctival changes, there is a superficial keratitis affecting epithelium only typically on the upper part, and trichomatous pannus, that is a vascularized infiltration of the upper part of the cornea. So this is the pannus formation in the upper part of the cornea. This is the cornea, and this is in the upper part of the cornea. There is the pannus formation. This is the pannus. So blood vessels, parallel with a few anastomosis, invade the epithelium. Then this vascularized infiltrate called as a pannus. Initially, it is limited to the upper part of cornea only, but later on or around the limbus. So initially, it is present in the upper part, but later it present all around the limbus. Corneal ulcer. There is a small ulcer at advancing ages of pannus. The corneal ulcers are very irritable. There is a lacrimation and photophobia is seen in a patient subjectively. So when we see the trichomatous pannus, this is a diagrammatic representation of trichomatous pannus. Firstly, the diagram A. In this, we see there is a progressive stage of a pannus. So this is the pannus formation above the cornea. So in the palpebral conjunctiva, so this is the pannus as we see in the progressive stage. And this is the diagram B. In this we say there is a regressive type of the pannus is formed in this diagram. So after that we see the clinical photograph of formation of the pannus. So these red streaks what we see just above the cornea in the conjunctiva, it is a pannus formation. This is a progressive, and this is the regressive. And this is the diagram of trichomatous inflammation, that is the follicular. Trichomatous inflammation follicular, that is the TF. So this is how we see the conjunctiva is seen very red inflam, and trichomatous inflammation, that is folliculars are seen in this. This is the pannus formation, this red line is. So it is a trichomatous inflammation is intense. It is a very intense and very severe trichomatous infection is seen in this diagram. Then, according to the McCallan's classification, stage 3 is the cicatrization, that is the healing stage. In this, trachoma is cured by a cicatrization. So, this is a trachoma is cured. So, in this diagram, we see the how the healing stages occur in a trachoma. So, there is a cicatrization is seen. First cicatrization is in the upper lid, then there is a white scar tissue formation. So this is a white scar tissue form. And follicle atrophy. Conjunctiva atrophies also the blood vessel. Normal the arrangement of the blood vessel is lost. There is a pannus in the cornea, retrogresses, then the corneal ulcers, heel leaving facet with a causative agent which cause a great disturbance in a vision. So corneal ulcer heal leaving a facet. So corneal ulcer is healed, but they are leaving a facet which cause a great disturbance in the vision. So which in the future there is a great disturbance in the vision due to this cicatrization. Then according to Max Clarence stage 4, there is a complication. So what is the complication of trachoma? So there is an entropion of upper lid, trichitis, that is the misdirected eyelashes, xerosis of conjunctiva, obliteration of lacrimal duct, chalazion, that is the closure of ducts of meibomian gland, corneal opacity, pseudoptosis, that is the thickening of upper lid. Then the treatment of a trachoma. So when we see there are two types of the treatment. First is the local and second one is a general. So local treatment contains the causative agent is a big size virus and is susceptible to a sulfacetamide drops. So we can use these drops with a tetracycline ointment 1% bedtime for a month. Then, for a corneal ulceration, we can use atropine ointment 1% OD. Then, in a general treatment, we can use a sulfonamide tablet 1 gram TDS for a day, 10 days, and a plastic surgery on a lid for entropion and trichiasis. So, this is the allopathic treatment of trachoma. Later on, we see how the homeopathic therapeutics we can use in a trachoma patient. Then next is allergic conjunctivitis. When we see the trachoma, there are the McCallan's classification. Then the Jones classification is also seen in a trachoma with the WHO classification. But mostly the McCallan's classification is predominantly used all over the world. So next is allergic conjunctivitis. It is a simple allergic conjunctivitis. Allergic conjunctivitis is defined as it is a allergy reaction of a conjunctiva. So there are the three types of the allergic conjunctivitis. First is the simple allergic conjunctivitis. Second is phalangicular conjunctivitis. Third is the vernal, that is the spring catarrh conjunctivitis. So, phalangicular conjunctivitis, it is the allergic inflammation due to the endogenous toxin, that is a bacteria. The etiology is seen it present in the age of 4 to 13 years. There is an unhygienic condition and malnutrition with excess of CHO diet. Then there is a tubercular diathesis, and exciting factors are tubercular toxin and staphylococcus toxins. So when we see the phylacticular conjunctivitis, so it is an allergic reaction of conjunctiva caused by a endogenous bacterial toxin and characterized by a belt or a nodule formation near the limbus. Say, then we see what is the phylactery. So phylactery means a belt, that is a belt formation. Histopathologically, the belt is composed of compact mass of a mononuclear lymphocyte and colony marks underneath the epithelium. Then etiology, as we see, it is occurring 4 to 13. Then unhygienic condition, malnutrition, endogenous toxins like tubercular toxins, staphylococcus, streptococcus toxins, toxins from interstitial parasite, etc. Then the symptoms. When we see the symptoms, it is there is a phylactery, that is a bell formation. So pinkish and white nodules 1 to 3 mm usually seen at a limbus. May also be on bulbar conjunctiva little away from a limbus and may be one or multiple. Then bulbar conjunctiva surrounding the phylactery is congested and rest is a normal. In secondary infection, whole conjunctiva is red and congested with a mucopurulent discharge. Associated enlarged tonsil and cervical glands. So when we see the symptoms, there is a redness and formation of a bell. There is a irritation and lacrimation along with pain and photophobia in the presence of a corneal involvement. Then signs, when we see the patient of a phylacticular conjunctivitis, there is a one or more small, round and raised nodule at or near the limbus. There are grey or pinkish white in color and 1 to 3 mm in diameter. So there is a localized bulbar congestion with the surrounding the nodules. There is a no conjunctival discharge. In the presence of secondary infection, whole conjunctiva is congested with a mucopurulent discharge and may be associated with enlarged neck gland, tonsillitis or adenoitis. Then, in a course, firstly there is a true vesicular stage, then epithelium becomes necrotic, then small ulcers are formed, and the last healing occur without any scar. So when we see the pathology of phylacticular conjunctivitis, we see that phylactery is a compact mass of a lymphocyte and neutrophil below the epithelium. So these are the triangular in shape and course if left untreated, phylactery ulcerate and heal by granulation but little scar formation. So there are recurrences are normal and can be spread to cornea. This is the phylacticular keratitis, that is the inflammation of conjunctiva. Then general treatment. So before general treatment, we see the complication of these. They are mainly due to the involvement of cornea, which is rather infrequent. Phylacticular keratitis, fascicular ulcer, superficial phylacticular pannus, ring ulcer. It is an allergic ulcer, usually does not perforate unless secondarily infected. Then the treatment. So in the treatment, we can use a corticosteroid eye drop. In the cases of secondary infection, first treat bacterial conjunctivitis by a local antibiotic drugs and then treat with a local corticosteroid drops. And when cornea is involved, we can use atropine 1% eye ointment with the improvement of nutritional status and treatment of the causative factor.